So we know you're running out of games to be like super excited about at this E3,
This
man.
is
I got to be honest.
insane.
Like I think
Brandon
is anybody having a better
Jones.
E3 than Huber? I mean, really?
God.
So actually, you know, when we're recording this is fresh off of Square Enix coming to our stage and demoing Deus Ex, and you got to see a part of Deus Ex
Yeah.
today. Today is a big happy Deus Ex day for Michael Huber.
Yes.
What more? What did it add? What did it bring? You went in with one concept of what this game could be. You walked out with another. Where are you at now?
My expectations were high, extremely high, and it met them. So the part that wasn't discussed when they were here was the beginning. Jensen gets off this train. He's pulling into a train station, and he gets off, and he's sent by the task force. Let me open this.
And you didn't play this. This was a demonstration.
Very
it's a theater demo.
heavy information.
How amazing is it that you're on the stage talking about the next Deus Ex?
I can't even handle it. It's too intense. So, Task Force 29, right? Jensen works for them, but he has a secret agenda within them. He thinks they are being controlled by the Illuminati. So they send him to, it's like a Paris-type area. I forget exactly where it was. They send him to investigate something, and he meets up with a contact, this female like spy person, and they just have this super intimate, attention-grabbing conversation that is so powerful. I was just hooked. I was like in the world when this conversation was taking down. It's like this 3-minute conversation. They're talking about the Illuminati and spies and why he's here. There are so many. It all comes down to the script. It is so well written and well voice acted and well animated that it's. I was thinking of The Witcher writing. You know, it even blows that out of the water. So they're walking through, and everything is so seamless, and there are all these civilians walking by. It doesn't feel like, you know, in Assassin's Creed, if you just stare at someone and they sweep the air with a broom or something, just these kind of lifeless NPCs. Everyone around him felt alive, and they're all walking by, and people dynamically interacted with him. They like would bump in, you know, he's in total control the whole time. People would bump in and say, hey, you know, watch where you're going. So they're going through and they're talking about the plot, like so heavy. It's out of context, so I couldn't follow it as much as I wanted to. But all of a sudden, just huge explosion out of nowhere. Screen starts like flickering, fade to black, and then they went into the place that, they jumped ahead, and it was the place where that was discussed a ton. And just going through that demo the way they did with all of the stealth options, it felt like there were 150 ways to go about every single situation. Deus Ex has always been about freedom, but this brought it to a whole nother level. There are so many powers, and the best part about it was that every single thing felt viable. Everything had an impact. It's okay, I can stealth through here. I can blink my way up to these vents and go around there.
Blink? Oh, wait, how does that work?
There's a blink now. It's exactly like Dishonored. You have your little arrow where you're going to go, and you just blink. They call it a dash, but it's basically like a Dishonored blink. Huge vertical maps, emphasizing verticality. So it just felt like there were so many paths they could go through and so many tools at your disposal.
Does it seem like, I know you didn't get to play it, but just kind of watching it, was it kind of like riding a bike where you were like, yep, if you did, the first game, not the first game, but if you played the last game,
100%.
Then you just pick up right where you left off.
Yeah.
There was nothing weird or the new systems that they were like, we changed this and wanted to make it more accessible. Because you said there's a lot, and you need to think for somebody that is just so pumped on this for this, like hearing this news now. That's like, okay, well, I didn't play Human Revolution. I don't really have time. So if I jump into Mankind Divided, am I going to be?
It's that best
confused?
feeling of when of a sequel, you just come back to someone and you're like, wow, Jensen, what's up? Like he has evolved. It's 2 years after Human Revolution, So it feels so natural that he is even more intense than he was during his origins.
And more powerful. It's like the Metroid argument, where she just like, they've got to figure out some creative way for her to lose her powers every single time. And so it would be frustrating to start the next one and like he doesn't have, if you want to like lower in level some things, just like start the game out, but like just some base abilities. That's what I liked about Witcher. You started out and like the 5 magic spells you have, got them, and you can like get good at them and know the balancing and know how you can use them in combat, and then you just pick one that you like.
So they did a huge stealth part. They showed some hacking, which is even better now. It's very similar to what it was in Human Revolution. It's more intense. Like when you hack a folder, it just explodes, and when there's a virus, just the siren is like blaring. So you feel more under pressure because it's so intense. And then you did combat. Combat, huge improvement over Human Revolution. Combat. I avoided combat in Human Revolution. I did get into some scuffles during my playthroughs.
But I mean, when you say better, I mean, I'm interested in what you mean by that, because I thought in any Deus Ex, the idea is you are vulnerable. If you get in a room with a bunch of guys in it, you're dead man, because you can't fight 5 guys. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to ask them how upgraded their character was, but they had the 2 things I noticed were, one, when he used cloak during combat. Traditionally, that burns a lot of your energy. It was very, very slowly diminishing, so that seemed a lot more powerful. And the coolest move is the armor, where the nano, just this crazy black, solid,
polygons,
liquid-moving polygon goo is over you, and you're pretty much invulnerable. And again, the energy meter was draining a little slow. I don't know if that was for demo purposes. I know you have to, find consumable items to gain your energy back, which I always loved, but you're definitely stronger.
And I kind of like it. You said you can do whatever you want, and I think like I've actually seen some people talking about this lately, like how it's okay maybe for a game to get easy sometimes, or if you'd be able to avoid combat or like just move past encounters together if you're just not in the mood. If you're just kind of like, I just went through a big crazy thing that was fun, I think I'm just gonna like not do this. It's kind of like when you like do good or bad things, I guess, in like a BioWare game.
Yeah.
So it would be fun that like you can see a really fun situation when you're like, there's all these sorts of things I can do to make all these guys play against each other, or like I just spent a half an hour doing that. I really want to get to the end of this mission. I want to go to bed. I'm just gonna blink around. I'm just gonna like skirt through the area really fast, get the thing, probably miss some rooms and some items I could pick up along the way. But
and just the attention to detail, every little thing. I mean, on screen right now, just the explosions look ridiculous. He goes through upstairs was a cafeteria, and then there were living quarters. You can go through both of these entire areas fully. He got in a shootout in the cafeteria. Food was flying everywhere, debris peeling off. Just intense when things go loud.
So it's good. And it's something where, it's one thing. So you've had a lot of dreams come true at E3.
Yes.
And it's one thing, to hear about an announcement, of like a game that you've wanted for a really long time, but like the game still doesn't exist. There's still like a whole litany of things that could go wrong, like leading up to that game's launch.
Yeah.
But this is a game. They did that. You wanted a sequel to Human Revolution, and you got it, and it sounds pretty good.
Everything looked on track, looked good, ran well. Yep.
On track, confirmed. Thanks, Hubert.